Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. So today I have a lot of people ask me for this, and it wasn't even something I considered doing because honestly I didn't think people cared, but I had a lot of requests in comments, in messages, asking me to try The Ordinary's foundations and concealers. Now, I don't use Ordinary in terms of skincare. The main reason being is I don't know anything about skincare. A lot of you may get me confused with my twin brother James, who does skincare videos. I'm not him. I know a little bit. I can prep the skin for makeup and ensure, the makeup lasts for a long time, depending on the person's skin type. However, when it comes to things like 3%, 9 and ceramide. To me, The Ordinary is a science. The way their products are, 3% this, 1% that, one do this with your peeling face, and skincare in general to me is science, which it is, and it's not something that I understand easily. So The Ordinary is a brand that I step away from because I feel like, you probably don't have to, but I feel like in my mind it's all about pairing the right products with, and I can't be bothered. I like my products all to come in together. Put that 1% and that whatever percent all together in a product for me, because I'm not into skincare. I'll be honest with you, however, skincare is important, more so than makeup, to ensure you have a good makeup application. So I just do what I'm told and do my skincare the way I get told to do it. Oh, I cut my own hair, by the way. It's okay if you don't look at the back. Yeah, that's all right. So we're going to try the Serum foundation today, the Coverage foundation, and the new concealer. Is it new? I don't know. It was probably new ages ago. New to me, the concealer. But just before we get into that today, if this is your first time here on my channel, hi, my name's Robert. I'm a professional makeup artist here on YouTube and also in real life, and it's my goal to help you become a pro yourself or just someone who's really good at makeup. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, then please consider subscribing. Okay, let's do it. So my skin is all skin-cared up. Not with The Ordinary. I'm going to prime first. I think The Ordinary make a primer, but again, I'm not into their skin products. So I'm actually going to use a primer that I know works well for me, that I've been using for the past few weeks now. Bear in mind I know a few weeks isn't that long, but bear in mind I wear makeup most days, whether I'm making pictures for Instagram or, YouTube or doing something on camera. So I'm going to use the E.l.f. Mint Melt Cooling Primer, the face primer. I'm using this one because I find it very similar to Milk's Hydro Grip Primer, but this is of course a lot more affordable, so that's a good option. So I'm going to start with the foundation first, and what I want to do is I want to do one half of the face the serum and one half of the face the full coverage foundation. And then in between, after I do the concealer as well, I'm actually going to film another video. I'm going to film a reaction video, and they usually take about an hour to film, if not a little bit longer. And then I want to see how the foundation has sat on the skin. Let's start with the Serum foundation. I got 3 shades of the Serum foundation. So I have 20YG light medium, 21P medium, and 12N. Now, I'll be honest with you, I didn't even look at what the P meant. Okay, so I thought I would just enter in this little bit here what the website says about their shades and how they sort them out. So it says each foundation format is available in 21 shades. The shades are divided into 3 categories. 1 for fair to lighter tones, 2 for medium tones, and 3 for darker tones. Each category is then classified further by a second digit from 0 to 3 to indicate depth within each category. Finally, a letter is added to the shade code to identify the undertone. P for pink, R for red, indicate cool undertones for lighter and darker shades. Respectively, N indicates a neutral tone, Y indicates a yellow undertone. Each shade code has a descriptive name as well. For example, 1.2P is light with pink undertones, while 3.0Y is medium to dark with yellow undertones. For a complete shade guide, you can click the link here. Okay, I'm looking at the 2YG. Let me just read the box out here. So, light coverage serum foundation, lightweight serum formula. Now, there's something about serum foundations and these kind of formulas where you can almost see, I just shook them all up, but sometimes you can see a separation in, like, for example, the oils in the product and the foundation, which is absolutely fine. That's completely normal. But for some reason, products like that, and it's the same with airbrush foundation, I tend to not do very well with in terms of how my skin reacts to it. In terms of how they last on the skin, it seems to be great, especially airbrush foundation and oilier skin just seems to sit incredibly well. It also has SPF 15, which I don't really think SPF in foundation matters. You've seen those videos where people actually apply how much sunscreen you would need for an actual good coverage from an SPF like 15 product, and it's way too much, so it doesn't even matter. I just stick to my sunscreen I use underneath, which is an SPF 50 PA++++. So it claims a serum textured natural coverage foundation that softens undesirable hues and visibly reduces imperfections. It does look slightly thicker than a serum, like it's not like dripping quickly down my hand. I mean, it's dripping, but let's do this side. It has a smell, but it doesn't really smell. I'm going to try with my fingers on my forehead as well. I'm trying to avoid my eye area as much as possible because that's where I want my concealer to be. So it actually has a lot more pigmentation than you think it's going to have. Sorry, a lot more coverage than you think it's going to have. I almost imagine like a watery weight foundation where it's literally like watery on the skin, like tinted water, you know? I'm actually going to go over the whole thing with my finger. Sort out those areas that may look a little bit more textured. Honestly, I think that looks okay. Yeah, it's evened out with skin tone. You can still see a little bit, what side is it? This side. You can still see a little bit of redness on the cheek right here. Let me just see if I can build that up a tiny bit, if it is buildable in any way. Yeah, I actually quite like that. Yeah, I mean, my skin is slightly uneven in terms of like redness here and a few blemishes. Yes, I actually quite like that. So that's a win. That's a good one. I will save the darker shade and lighter shade as well for, who knows, maybe one day we can go on holiday again and I might get a tan. Okay, so let's go ahead and try the full coverage foundation, which I have a little bit more faith in. Now I've tried this one. I didn't actually expect to like this one, I'll be honest with you. I thought it was going to grip weirdly to my skin. I thought it would be quite textured and quite oily, and it's really not. It has a nice finish. Okay. Full coverage. Oh, so I didn't get the shade that, I wonder if that matters, if it's the same shade. So I got 1.1N, 12Y, and 12YG. And I'm actually going to try the 12Y, I think. So full coverage foundation, high coverage foundation formula, a high coverage creamy foundation that softens, and why does it say that, undesirable hues, against a shake to use. I mean, honestly, looking at the formula, compared to the serum one, it doesn't feel or look much different. It's definitely like moving around a lot quicker than the other one. Okay, I mean, is this completely wrong shade for me? Absolutely. So what was that one I used? 12YG. Oh, fuck. That's okay. Okay, we're just looking at the texture then, whatever. I can bronze it up. Again, I always say when I try foundations, everyone's like, use that foundation website, but I don't like to use it. I want to see how well the website puts across what how to choose your color, you know. And I always use my foundations, by the way. I always mix them together. I never waste them. I actually don't buy that many foundations, to be fair. It's been a long time since I've done just a foundation review. So at the moment in my mind, here's what I'm thinking. Full coverage, no. Not really. Coverage, yeah, sure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a brush that's almost like a beauty sponge that has that pressure and that push, and just build up that colour in place rather than blending. But I do feel foundations should be universal in terms of the tools you're using. Like, you shouldn't have to depend on Like, you should be able to use the tools you have at home. Like, I don't think any foundation should be like, use it with this. So, I mean, I would like it to be full coverage with any kind of application method. I'm just going to go around with the other brush just to buff in those edges. Just me as that got yellower as it sat on my skin. Okay, I don't like this one. It's really strange because they don't feel different in formula in any way. Like, they visually look exactly the same. They feel on the skin exactly the same. However, I feel like with this side, I've got a nice smooth coverage. Whereas with this side, I don't know if you can see, it's almost like the foundation doesn't sit on itself very well. But then also one layer of that foundation wasn't full coverage. If anything, it was medium. That didn't give full coverage. It's gone patchy here where I've tried to build it up again. I don't know if you can see. It doesn't sit on the skin. Oh no, I don't think I can wear this for another video. It's horrible. And in terms of my skin prep, the primer I've used with many foundations. I've used with an Urban Decay foundation, a Juvia's Place foundation, Rare Beauty. I've used it with a majority, an e.l.f. foundation. I've used it with a majority of my foundations and it's been amazing. So I don't think it's a primer at all. This side I really like. I think that's really nice. The full coverage, you can see it in patches. It's more like yellowy here, where the product's a bit thicker. It's completely missing product here. Direction: shake for use. Dispense a small amount into the palm or back of your hand. Smooth on and blend throughout the face. Ideally outward from the midpoint of the face. If irritation. Oh. So yeah. Put it on like foundation. I don't like it. I don't like this full coverage one, but I'm very confused because it feels no different from from a Serum foundation. So I'm not sure what's going on there. So actually, you know what? I'm going to take this one off if that's okay with you all. I just feel like, look, it just is not right. Can you see that patchiness? No, I don't like it. I'm going to take this off, put the Serum foundation over the whole face, and then continue on with the concealer. Okay, so I'm back. I have the Serum foundation over the whole face. Honestly, I feel like they may have mislabeled this product. Light coverage, I don't think is correct. I think it's more medium and buildable. It actually works better than the full coverage foundation. It could be light if you use like the smallest amount and then blended that small tiny amount. But I think it's a little bit more coverage than light because it's given me quite a good coverage, don't you think? Like, I had blemishes up here and they're completely covered. I usually have like these red bits that show through and I could build up the foundation to cover those. It's absolutely like a medium buildable foundation. I would recommend it over the full coverage foundation, even if you were looking for a good coverage foundation. Full coverage, no, but medium buildable, 100%. Really, really like the Serum. Do not like that full coverage at all in any way. That needs another look at. So I'm guessing these foundations are for all skin types because I've looked at the website, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'll correct myself if I'm wrong. There's no mention of oily skin, dry skin, whatever skin. They do claim there are 21 shades. And they do claim that because of the special formula, the pigmentation, you can go 3 shades, that one skin tone can choose between 3 shades. I disagree very slightly because I tried a foundation that was too light and it was too light. You know, and it would have been in my shade range. It's maybe 1 shade lighter than the one I have on now. So I disagree with that. I think they could add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think they should add at least another 6 shades. I know that sounds a little bit like 6 shades, but I think they could do that. Especially at the price point these are at, they're a very good price point. So I think if they had more shades, this would be an incredible foundation for everyone. So let's see how it sits on the skin. Let's try the concealer. Let's go ahead. So I don't mind a concealer being a little bit too light or a little bit too whatever. So I got 1.0p, which is very fair for pink undertones, which I ignore because I'm neutral, more yellowy neutral. But I want to brighten around the eye, and I don't have really dark circles, so I don't need to color correct that much before. 1.1n, which is fair, neutral. One thing I did notice as well, sorry to do the freeze frame again, is that the concealer has 36 shades, whereas the foundation comes in 21 shades. So when I mentioned just a few minutes ago that it needs like a few more shades, you can see the shades in the concealer versus the shades versus the foundation. You can see where the gaps are kind of bridged a little bit. It'll be interesting to find out if anyone has any idea why those shades aren't available in the foundations that you can get in the concealer. And it's not like they're out of stock because the website says there's 21 shades in the foundations and then the 30 whatever shades in the concealer. So that's just something I thought I would point out there. So I like to do my concealer on the face after foundation. I like to see how much coverage you can get first, and then go in and spot correct with concealer, with a concealer that matches a foundation. Under eyes, if I'm color correcting, I correct first, then I will do foundation, then I'll go over with concealer under the eyes. It all depends what kind of order we're going in. Okay, I know I said I don't mind light, but I think I've gone too light with a concealer. So it definitely has that concealer texture, of course, you know, because it's concealer. So I'm just going to do the areas where I tend to look a little bit more sunken. So on this inside corner here, and on this outside corner here, and right here, because I'm starting to get those nasty, what's it called? Like these. I like this foundation now. I keep looking at my skin and I think that's nice. It feels weightless. It doesn't feel heavy in any way. No, I don't like that either. It's very, concealers need to be thick but smooth. I feel like there's a lot of texture that comes with this concealer, like a lot. I don't think these full coverage products are very good, to be honest with you. I think they're actually quite terrible. There's something that needs to be looked at there with formula. I don't know what, because I'm not a I'm not a formulation. I'm not, you know, a cosmetic chemist, but I think there needs to be some smoothness added into that. There needs to be something. No, I don't like it. I don't like that concealer. Yeah, I'm not keen at all. So here's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to film another video. I'm going to leave this on. I'm just going to do a tiny bit of eye makeup. Not like anything crazy, just natural. Leave it on, film a reaction video, come back and give you a report. Yeah, okay. So I'll see you in like an hour. So it's been about an hour and maybe 25 minutes. Hour and a half. And this is how the foundation is sitting. I have put on a bit of bronzer. Not really bronzer. I've used my transition palette from Dominique Cosmetics. And I've just used the shade Caramel here, like on the cheeks and eyes. This is like a multi-purpose palette. And I've used some like mocha on the eyes as well. I'm a little bit shiny, but let me tell you, as a greasy, oily person, this isn't terrible. Could be much worse. It's kind of accentuated by my lighting. I think if I was outside, it wouldn't be as bad. It has like congealed ever so slightly. I don't know if you can see on the side of my nose here. It's kind of starting to look a little bit textured. It's not the worst thing ever. I didn't set it with a powder afterwards, which may help a little bit, but I'm actually kind of happy with the foundation. I think it's a really nice foundation. If I was to let's powder it now actually and see what the deal is. Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I think it's really good. If you have oily skin and you don't get as much time to touch up throughout the day, this isn't maybe something I would recommend, because it is just slightly too hydrating, which is kind of given with the name Serum Foundation. However, it doesn't specify that it's not for oily skin. If you like a natural kind of glowy look, then go for this foundation. It's really nice. What else was I gonna say? The concealer's a no-go for me. I don't like how it's sitting on the skin. It's just very there. It's very there. You know what a texture reminds me of? You know when you put like a temporary tattoo on your skin and it has that weird kind of layer? Like, look, I'm getting a spot. I'm getting a spot right there. I don't really like a concealer, if I'm honest, at all. So in conclusion, because I've confused myself, the Serum Foundation, really nice for dry combination normal skin. The full coverage for me is an absolute no in general. Don't really bother. The concealer, no, not so much for me either. I feel like the Serum Foundation is good enough coverage for a medium coverage, and it's a little bit more buildable, so you can kind of get that medium to full coverage. The way it sits on the skin is really nice. If you are oilier, be wary, prep your skin, and be aware that you may have to powder straight after or an hour and so later. So that's my review of the Ordinary foundation. Let me know if you've tried any of the products below. Let me know if you disagree with me about the full coverage. It'll be interesting to see how different people with different skin types or anyone dealt with this foundation and the concealer. It'll be very interesting to talk to you in the comments and see that. Thank you so much for joining me. Please consider subscribing if you want to, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you so much again, and I will see you very soon. Bye.